classic case of twisting the scripture or the scriptures. Giving all praise to Yahweh Shemel, Shabbat Shem, Kodash, Shalom to the whole elect out there. So listen up, listen up, listen up.
When we read the scriptures, we read about Samson, okay? He never cut the hair off from when he was born. And he had locks, so his hair would have been long, right? We read about in Songs of Solomon, chapter 5.
So why did Samson have long hair? Because he was under the vow of the Nazarite. John the Baptist was a Nazarite. You had other prophets that were Nazarites. The Apostle Paul took a vow of Nazarite. The Apostle Paul had let his hair grow long, and when he was ready to partake in the Passover in Acts chapter 18, it said that he shaved his hair, for he must get ready for the feast. So you can't say, well, if I get on somebody like an IUIC about having long hair, you can't say, well, Solomon had long hair. There was a reason why Solomon and some of these prophets had long hair, because they were under the law of the Nazarite. Let's listen on.
5 verse 11, it says about his locks were bushy and black as a raven. So that's another account. So I'm guessing the confusion comes in when you read in 1 Corinthians chapter 11. When you actually read the conclusion of the matter, when it comes to the churches of the saints, we have no such custom. So what's the issue when it comes to brothers with long hair? Is when they wear it in an effeminate fashion, as we read what 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 9.
What does it mean when you wear it in an feminine fashion? What the hell does that mean? What the hell does that mean? Put rollers in your hair? The fuck does that mean, man? Then you wonder why we always get on the IUIC. This is some bullshit. I wasn't intending on, let me make another video getting on IUIC. But see, when you see this, these motherfuckers, they're like church people, man. Church people who are experts in twisting scriptures. Let's listen to a little bit more. Let's see if there's any more to this.
So we're going to deal with the question, what about brothers with long hair?
So that's not the justification of Paul saying it's a shame for a man to have long hair. Didn't say nothing about them. You can have long hair, but you can't wear it that way. You got women that have locks, long locks, just like men have long locks. So is the woman wearing that in a masculine way? Because a Jake woman and a Jake man that have dreadlocks, they look the same. When they turn their back, you don't know if it's a man or a woman until they turn around. So what does it mean to have grow your hair or wear your hair in a feminine fashion? You add into the scriptures. There you go again, adding to the scriptures. Scriptures speak about adding to the scriptures. There's no way. Matter of fact, you know what I'm gonna do? Let me go to, let me do it this way. Justifying your damn wickedness, man. 1 Corinthians 11. And 14. Doeth not even nature itself teach you that if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him. It didn't say nothing about the style, the way you wear your hair. It was talking about the fact that you have long hair. But if a woman have long hair, it is a glory to her, for her hair is given her for a covering. But if any man seem to be contentious, they want to argue about it, we have no such custom, neither the church of the Most High. So Paul straightened him out. He didn't say nothing about feminine hair. It said long hair. Let me go, let me do this. Let me try it this way. What does 1 Corinthians 11:14 mean? For Paul, this was evidence of the Most High's design for men to leave their heads uncovered to better reflect the glory of the Most High. What does it mean that the unbelieving, who wrote 1 Corinthians, what does the Bible say about women's hair length? They ain't give me nothing. Okay, let's see what this, let's click on this. I'm not going to make this long. Okay, hairstyles. Yeah, this is some BS. Let me try something else. Let's go to the Bible Hub. And I've been through this before. All right, let me go to this one. It's short. Let me try this one. Jameson Fawcett Brown Bible Commentary, 14 verse, 1 Corinthians 11:14. The fact that nature has proved women and not men with long hair, provided women and not men with long hair, proves that men were designed to be uncovered and women covered. The Nazarite, however, wore long hair lawfully as being part of a vow sanctioned by the Most High. Number 6 and 5, compare as to Absalom, second. Now, Absalom was a demon any fucking way. That's why Joab took his ass out. He's a vain demon. Do not even nature itself teach you this argument from nature must not be pressed too far. St. Paul is speaking of the natural sense of what is fitting in those whom he addressed, which is the church of Corinth. And they were doing all kind of madness. In early times, the Greeks and the Romans, meaning the Edomites, wore long hair, and the Gauls and the Germans, Gauls were French, did so in St. Paul's own time. So Homer continually speaks of Homer is one of the 7 stages. He wrote the play, Troy, dealing with Achilles. They came out with a movie called Troy. Well, that's based upon a play that Homer wrote. He was a one of the seven sages during that time period. He came after Socrates, and I believe he was around during the time of Aristotle, if I'm not mistaken. But if you look up seven sages, his name should be on that list. So these were Black Greeks, Hellenized Greeks that were philosophers. It said, so Homer continually speaks of the long-haired Greeks. Saint Chrysostom remarks that those who addicted themselves to philosophy in his day wore their long hair, but this was mere affectation. Bonaparte's non-ungus, whatever that, I'm not going to try to read it. That's obviously Greek. But the general verdict of society has been that appealed by the apostle, this instinctive consciousness of propriety on his point had been established by custom and had become nature. So they're telling you where it came from, because the Israelites in the church of Corinth, who was the Apostle Paul teaching? He was teaching Israelites that were following the customs of they were Hellenized. That's why they had women in higher positions over men. That's why Paul got on one man, and I'm pretty sure it happened more, where you had a man laying with his father's wife. So they were going off. They were committing adultery. So he got on them about that. He got on them about men having long hair. He got on them about women being over men, about women being teachers over men. So don't see, you're justifying that long hair nonsense, man. Let me come on back here. Matter of fact, you know what I'm gonna do? Let me try this. Let me put in the word Greeks. This might be interesting. Let me look at this. Gill's exposition of the entire Bible. If not even nature itself, teach you by nature is either meant the law and light of nature, reason in man, common sense, or rather custom, which is second nature, and which in this case must be restrained to the Greeks and the Jews. For though among the Grecians, the men cut their hair and did not suffer it to grow long, as also did the Jews. Yet there were many nations. So the Grecians were Israelites that were living outside of Jerusalem that knew that they were Israelites. Like the Alexandrian Israelites, those were Grecians. If you go to Acts chapter 6, the first couple of verses, it speaks about the Grecians, the widows that were Grecians. There's a difference between Greeks in the New Testament and Grecians. The Grecians were Israelites that knew that they were Israelites, that kept the laws, that lived outside Israel. The Greeks were Israelites that didn't know that they were Israelites. So many of the Israelites that were in the church of Corinth, they were following the Hellenistic ways. So they liked some of them customs. So they kept their hair long. That's why Paul cursed them out. It says Grecians, the men cut their hair and did because they were keeping the laws. Did not suffer it to grow long, as also did the Jews. Yet there were many nations, meaning Israelites, that were in a Gentile state of mind, who did not, even at that time, observe such a rule of custom, but as the Jews and Greeks were the persons chiefly, if not solely, known to the Corinthians, the apostle, which is Paul, signifies that the usage of these people might direct and inform them in this manner, that if a man have long hair, it is a shame unto him. It didn't say if a man wear his style in the style of a woman, he looks unmanly and womanish, not because he puts his hair in the style fashion of a woman, as the fact that he has long hair makes him that's feminine in itself, and exposes himself to ridicule, kill, and contempt. So what the fuck are you talking about, man? It says right here, Greeks, Greeks. It said it was a shame for a man to have long hair, not for a man to wear a hair in a woman's. How do you fucking, bro? Like I said, going back to what I said, dreadlocks. Let me do this for you motherfuckers that come go to school in a short yellow bus. Dreadlocks. Or anytime you see an Edomite woman with dreadlocks, she's getting it in with Jake. Trust me. This chick right here, she's getting it in with Jake. Look at this. Look at this. He got long hair, she got long hair. They both got dreads. How is her the way she's wearing it feminine or masculine? And how is it feminine? Dreadlocks is dreadlocks, man. Long hair, long hair, long hair, lined up. Back in the day, if you were caught with dreadlocks, people looked at you like you were a homeless person or crazy. Now it's the fashion. Look, what's the difference between him and her? Dreadlocks and dreadlocks. Where is this feminine or where is this masculine? He didn't say nothing about no hairstyle. He said long hair, long motherfucking hair. I guess that makes it feminine. So that's feminine right there. That's feminine. Jake is all fucked up. Is that feminine or masculine? As opposed to this. This guy might be getting ready to get into a street fight, so he put his hair up. Our people are fucked up in the head. Then the first scripture he goes to, the first scripture he goes to justify it is Samson. Samson didn't have long hair because it was a fashion statement among the tribe of Dan. Look at this stupid shit. Look at this stupid shit. Gives a new meaning to the word locked. Locked. So you ain't gonna see this shit in the kingdom. Look at this motherfucker. Look at him. Didn't say nothing about a woman fashion. It said long, long, long hair. Jake is fucking gone, man. Look at this. Look at this shit. Jake got to get fucked up. You ain't coming on them ships with them locks, man. You got locks in your hair and a chip in your ass, you ain't gonna make it in the ships. Anyway, that's it. I'm gonna say shalom. Okay, keep twisting them scriptures, man, like the Christians.